Hey friends, hey, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Ambrosia, I go by Brosia. Listen, okay, so I went to Target because it's that time of the month, so why not make a video on things that I use during that time of the month. Just some tips, a little bit of advice, just in case you didn't know, because you know, sometimes things that we have been doing forever, you mention it to a friend and they're like, why have I never done that? I'm not even gonna lie, I rarely actually go into Target. I did a drive up order. So I was browsing the Target site, right? The app where you order, and I was just blown away by all of the pad options. Typically, I would use a cup for collection, right? I'm getting right into it. Wow. Okay, I would typically use a cup for a collection. However, I have not used a cup for collection in about a year. It's gonna get TMI. That's because I have read online that the cup can potentially cause prolapse.
A vaginal prolapse occurs when the structure that supports the vagina, such as the pelvic muscles and connective tissues, become weakened or stretched, causing one or more pelvic organs to shift out of their normal positions and press against or descend into the vaginal canal.
Removal of the cup, like that suction, I read that it could make the bladder go right, or the cervix go. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. I didn't panic or anything because, you know, things can be fixed. I think, and again, it's TMI, y'all. I don't mind, okay? Listen. So I believe when I gave birth to my daughter, mind you, I had a natural, unassisted birth. Like, I did the dang myself. I have a video on that if you want to watch it. I mean, it's not all of that. It's just a story time of like how that went on. It was a planned home birth, but not a planned unassisted birth. But I think what had happened is that she came so quickly, and I'm thinking that I experienced a bit of a bladder prolapse. I'm thinking that. I did talk to my doctor about it. I'm probably a nightmare patient. I'm probably like the patient that really annoys the doctor. I don't want to call my doctor out or anything, but I hate when they put age on something where they're like, oh, you don't see a prolapse in people your age. I don't like when they do that. Because I've explained my childbirth, like giving birth, like having an unassisted birth, and just doing the research knowing that if a baby, just honestly during childbirth, that sort of stuff can happen just naturally on its own. So I just hate when they rule that out. Like, baby didn't even take a look. She didn't even look. She didn't even look. Anyways, it's not about that. Anyways, so wow, I said all of that just to talk about the collection methods. So method of collections, I feel like it's the childbirth that made the little situation happen. Because girl, frequent urination, okay? Frequent. Like, no little hint of like, you're gonna have to use the restroom in about 10 minutes. It was always like, girl, you gotta go take your ass to the restroom right now. Right now, or you're gonna peel yourself. What? It was. Seriously. Seriously. Yeah. I could have wet my pants. Anyway, so collection methods. The cup. Love the cup. I have been using the cup for 4 or 5 years. No problem. Love the cup. Before using the cup, I used pads, and then toward like the the other side of the period, when it's not just pouring down, I would use a tampon. So anyhow, I talk too much. Okay, so listen, there are also products that we absolutely do not want to touch. We don't want to touch those products with chemicals in them. There are a lot of tampon brands that put chemicals in these products. Listen, there are tampons with chemicals in it. There are pads with chemicals in them. So like, we gotta really be careful what we're putting down there. Our entryway. It's We gotta protect the flower. Let me ask you, comment right now, what is your go-to collection method? Pads, tampons. Tampons are great for those active days, but make sure you choose the right absorbency or you'll get leakage, and that's just nasty. Menstrual cups, or the latest thing is the panties. I also have the panties. The panties that I had actually had a recall. They were for potential link to cancer. So when I say that there are so many things out here to get us, there are so many things out here to get us from the things that we eat, because they are putting things on and in our food, our fruits and our vegetables. They're putting things on and in them to keep us sick, okay? Tinfoil hat. Girls, put on your tinfoil hat. I need to make a tinfoil hat. Put on your tinfoil hat. Because honestly, it's like pick your poison at this point. So I don't use any of the period panties anymore. Hold on. So I'm not totally against tampons. I am against those tampons with chemicals, but there are organic options that do not have chemicals. I have been a pad girl lately, okay? And I picked up two, a familiar brand to me that I'm always, like, I'm faithful. I'm a Honeypot girl, okay? I love Honeypot, okay? Even though I got the non-herbal, I usually get the herbal. I like that feeling, that tingle, because when the vulva is vulvaing, how do you explain that feeling down there? It's like, it's not pain, but it's like that pressure down there. It's like, ugh, I can't explain it, but I don't like it. And the herbal is great for that. It's really great. But I got the non-herbal because this time around, I'm not feeling too bad.
Did you know that during your period, your pain tolerance might actually increase? Studies suggest that hormonal fluctuations can make some women less sensitive to pain, which could be your body's way of helping you manage cramps.
PMS was a little bad. I knew the period was coming because I was getting back cramps, okay? And I said this last time, like during that time of the month, now I get these back cramps. It's like contractions. It's like pre-childbirth. It's like I'm getting ready to go into labor. My daughter is listening to everything that I say. One day you're gonna need this stuff and I'm gonna be here to help you, okay? You gotta live and teacher, lady. That's funny. Then I picked up Rael. I think that's how you pronounce it. Rael organic cotton cover pads. And so I'm starting with these. Currently got one on right now. It's comfortable, it's soft. I'm gonna show you what they look like. There is no plastic. It's a cotton cover. This is cotton. I love that because I am also mindful with like my waist. I don't want a bunch of plastic, and if we don't need to put plastic on something, like let's not do that. Hey mama, can we not play music right now? When I'm done filming, can we do music instruments? Okay, put it down for right now. Responsibly sourced from Texas. Keeps you feeling drier longer. We don't want to be wet down there, baby. We don't want it to be. We don't want to feel it. We need, when the blood comes out, we need it to be absorbed quickly. We don't want a stench to develop. Then there's a leak locker technology, and that traps fluids in channels and prevents overflowing. I like that. I'm gonna open one up so we can look together, but I like that. I like that a lot. This is a pad.
This is a pad.
You see those indentations? That makes sure that nothing goes nowhere. You shouldn't have no blood on the panties. My favorite part, pillowy, soft feel. She's soft, okay? Designed for comfort and sensitive skin. You know, listen. Some of these creators of pads don't love us. Some of them don't love us for real. When you put on a pad, it shouldn't feel like a diaper. You shouldn't feel like you've got plastic down there. It should feel comfortable. It should feel like just if you're wearing panties. I feel like when it comes to that time of the month, don't skimp out. The time of the month is like when you really put love into yourself. Like, I'm a self-care girly, ride or die, always and forever. But during that time of the month, there's something even more when you just put even more love into yourself. You give yourself a kiss, okay? These I love. I've been wearing them for a solid 48 hours and they've been great. We don't need it to smell like flowers. I just got regular because my flow isn't crazy right now. There has been months when my flow has been crazy. So this is what I'm starting with. This is what I'm going to end with. Honeypot's non-herbal 100% organic cotton cover panty liners. When you are reaching the end of your cycle, of course, there is not as much. So continuing to wear something like this feels wasteful. It feels wasteful because you're not gonna soak this. And so ultimately you're gonna be wasting pads. So then you need to don't skimp out. I don't want to offend anybody. Don't skimp out, because I was about to say, don't be cheap. Listen, don't skimp out, okay? Quit putting toilet paper in your drawers toward the end of your cycle, babe, and use a liner instead. Use a thin pad, okay? Because wearing toilet paper, it's not meant to be down there. It's in your crotch, and your body's absorbing the chemicals. Toilet paper, a lot of these toilet papers that we use have some of the worst chemicals, okay? Harmful. So let me open this. They sealed them. They sealed them good, okay? Listen. Okay. Okay. Now, you see the difference? This Big Mama. This is Big Mama right here. And then this is Little Mama. Oh, and these are two of them, look. This is Little Mama, this is Big Mama. This is the beginning of your flow, and this is toward the end of the flow, okay? Now, I'm gonna open this so I can show you just how thin, how cute, how sweet and tender she is. I'm keeping the bottom portion on because I don't wanna, take the stickiness off, but look how thin she is. You won't even know that she's there. And she also has the channel to help prevent any type of leakage that might want to dribble down to the side. It's soft and it's comfortable, and you don't feel like you got a plastic bag between your legs. All you're trying to do is collect the blood that your body is getting rid of. The lining. Your body is ultimately, when you're on your cycle, your body is shedding the lining of like what was built in the uterus. Period is the day one of your cycle, and that's the shedding of the lining. It's coming out. The blood, that's the lining coming out of your uterus that symbolizes an unfertilized egg. All month long before your period happens, your body is building up that lining in preparation for a baby to be placed in there, egg to be fertilized by a sperm. And therefore, when a sperm does not fertilize an egg, you get your period, baby. You get your period. So, to a lot of women out there, this is a time of celebration when you get your period. And to some women, seeing your period is hurtful. It's a sign of hurt. You don't want that because maybe you've been trying to have a baby. So I understand this topic could be so sensitive. I can relate. I understand. And so the time of your period, whether you're trying to conceive or not conceive, it's a very sacred time for a woman, and you just really need to put some love into yourself during that time. I talked about menstrual cups in the beginning of this video. That actually is my personal favorite collection method, and it's not for everybody, but I feel like once you know how to use them properly, it's good. The only reason why I'm not using that is because I do have that situation with my bladder. I feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna go see a different doctor. I'm gonna cheat on my doctor because, I don't know, I think she was in a mood that day because she was telling me about her relationship and I really didn't care. And I feel like I paid her to be her therapist. I feel like she owes me. Or I might be delusional, but I feel like she owes me because she got more out of me coming to her, then I scheduled the appointment, but she got the appointment. Like, she got more out of me than I got out of her. Anyways, she played me. I still love her. I still go to her. Anyhow. Another thing that I like about the menstrual cups is you just sanitize them and you save so much money. Like, this stuff gets pricey. It's easily $20 spent on pads. And me, I have a fairly normal flow. Sometimes my flow is a bit light. But I know that there are others with a heavier flow. Those months when my flow is heavier and I'm going through pads, and we know how much pads cost, and we want to get brands that are not gonna cause us any harm, right? We don't want to have to get the brands that are full of chemicals and things that just cause adverse reactions. We don't want to have to do that. The menstrual cups really do come in handy because literally that's a one-time purchase, and then after that you just, you know, sanitize thoroughly. I would say the menstrual cup is for a very responsible, very hygienic person. Like, you cannot be lazy when you are using a menstrual cup. Okay, you cannot be lazy. I was getting ready to start to demonstrate, but there are so many other videos on here that demonstrate beautifully how to properly use and clean your menstrual cups. Menstrual cups come in different sizes, and you know, the shapes vary, but I have about 4 different types of menstrual cups. There are menstrual cups that you would use if you have never had a baby. There are menstrual cups that you would use like after you've had a baby. You know, they're a little bit bigger. All of our vaginas are different shapes and sizes. Some are bigger, some are smaller. So there is a menstrual cup out there to accommodate everybody. Why do I like talking about this so much? Okay, I'm really the friend that you call if you got any issues with your vagina, because we gonna figure it out. We are. Let's talk about what we're putting into our bodies. Hydration is key. During this time, I try to avoid my excessive caffeine intake. I'm not drinking coffee, but chai tea has had me in a chokehold. Earl Grey has had me in a chokehold. Lately, I've just been really loving Earl Grey and chai, and I can't get off of them. But during this time, I like to mostly drink ginger tea and chamomile tea along with water. Keep me hydrated. Also, a heating pad is my BFF, and I'm like sitting on my heating pad right now as we speak, but a heating pad is my bestie during this time. I think I got this one from Target as well, but definitely they come in handy. Don't go without a heating pad. Really helps with the cramps. Comfortable clothes. We want to wear comfortable clothes. Also, when I say comfortable clothes, I'm not just talking about like sweats. During your period, I think that's the time when you should actually tap more into your feminine. Wearing something cute and comfortable is like my jam. So cute loose fitted pajama set like the one I have on right now. It's from Target. You know, it's just like this, you know, satiny set with like the shorts to match. Super duper cute and comfortable, loose and flowing, and you're not so focused on the bloating that normally comes with your period. I really like to pamper myself, so doing things like a good skincare session, lighting your favorite candle, journaling, taking naps. Naps are self-care. Do all of that. Give yourself all of the grace during this time. Another thing for me, and this is actually something that I mostly need right before my period comes. I can always tell when my period is coming. Like, I can easily just take it from 0 to 5,000 like that. Like, I don't feel like my emotions are regulated. I feel not in control of my emotions, and I can act impulsively during this time. Like, anything can set me off. So to avoid that, of course, I had to re-up on my magnesium. Any type of magnesium. This is by Nature Made, but it's the 250 milligram magnesium. This is great for your mood swings. Of course, before you go and take anything, make sure you check with your doctor. If you're taking any other supplements or medications, make sure that, because you know, sometimes you can't mix all things together. So make sure you check first with your doctor or your herbalist, whoever you go see. All you need is one a day. Don't take any more than that. And I'm not even lying when I say when I take one of these, the feeling of regulation is almost instant. During this time of the month, your best bet is to stay away from alcohol. I know some people like to have like a glass of wine or whatever. Stay away from anything that is... Hi, Verdi. Stay away from anything that is dehydrating. Like I said, caffeine, alcohol, like wine, any type of alcohol. But I know wine is cute, but try to stay away during that time of the month. Also, I want to share, track your cycle. So if you don't know when, like, I have to say, my mom, she did such a great job with teaching me about my period and teaching me how to track my period. Like, she bought me this little calendar planner. I forget what age I was when I started my period, but she bought me this thing and she showed me how to track my period. So day one, the first day that you start to bleed, that's day one of your cycle. That's when you need to start tracking. That's when you can ultimately see when you are ovulating. And then you'll know when to expect your next period. I know everybody has a different cycle. You'll learn a lot about your health, your mood, your energy levels just by tracking your period. And I kid you not, I've been using this period tracker since I was like 16. Okay? Like 16. No. I wasn't 16. I had to be like 17. But all of my periods are still on this app from way back when. I've been using this app for a very long time. It's called Clue. Listen, I've been using the free version this whole time, but last year I ended up buying paid version. And that's because they had like some sale. It was like crazy sale. So I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna just buy it for the month then. I mean, for the year. So I got it for the year, the paid version. It literally will predict your periods for forever until you start to say like, hey, premenopause or something like that. And your periods start to... I don't know what it's going to do when that happens. I don't know anybody who uses this app that's like in the premenopausal state. So I don't know, but all I know is I see my periods. It's great to know, especially if you're traveling, or you have like a special occasion, or like, I don't know, you and your man's got a anniversary or something, so you know not to plan anything during, or plan something during, like if you're ovulating, like it depends on what you're trying to do. You trying to have some babies or you trying to avoid having babies? But you know, you kind of know the days when you should not be having sexual intercourse. Okay. Have I covered everything? I got the pads laid out in front of me. I got the magnesium laid out in front of me. I think that's it, y'all. Oh yeah, I also wanted to mention exercise because a couple days ago, 2 days ago, actually it was day one of my period, I don't know, I wasn't feeling tired or like lazy that day. I was feeling strong and powerful, so I worked out for like 2 hours.
So fun fact, exercise can actually help reduce menstrual cramps. Physical activity boosts blood circulation and releases endorphins, which act as natural painkillers and mood lifters. Yes.
Exercise is going to be great for your period. If you have terrible cramps or anything, just go for a walk or something. A light walk can make a huge difference in how you feel. That's basically my period self-care spiel. I hope you found something helpful to try during your next cycle. Let me know in the comments, what is your go-to tip? Bam. Let me know in the comments, what is your go-to tip for staying comfortable during your period? Let's share the love and help each other. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notifications when I post. Trust me, we've got so much more to talk about and you don't want to miss none of it. Until next time, I wish you nothing but peace and love. Bye!